All right, hey everyone, Menith here. Today I wanted to do a little bit of an update. The beta branch got an update recently, a few days back, and it changed a few things. So I wanted to give a short update and then get into a little bit more detail later on. If you wanted to access the big picture mode configuration, this is the deck user interface here. You can still go to the small mode and access it this way, and that'll bring it up. You can still do that. However, let me go back to large mode. Going into big picture mode in the beta branch is now fully replaced by the deck user interface. And this is what this looks like. Awesome startup screen, by the way. But yep, this is now the deck interface. So if you wanted to do the controller configuration stuff via big picture mode, you can no longer do that. Yes, it's just this now. It's just the deck user interface, which in my opinion is really unfortunate. So that's one less way to access the big picture mode configuration. But the thing that I really wanted to talk about today is it's the largest oversight with the deck user interface, and the reason why it's not ready to ship to stable. And the answer, let me minimize this real quick, is because of this. Let me move some elements around real quick, actually. Will it open further up? Yes, it will. Cool. It's the new on-screen keyboard, and you can do touchpad typing with it. But what's curious is that the left touchpad can access all the way over to J, which is 8 characters from the left, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Meanwhile, the right touchpad can only access 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can't make it to G. So it's not fully symmetrical in terms of that front. It's nice that they do overlap, but it's not a symmetrical overlap, which is kind of irritating. The other problem with the left touchpad, it can't reach tilde at all, which I don't know how often you use that one, but the fact that it can't reach it is really kind of bad. It can reach everything else, just not that. The other thing is, let me kind of get rid of that real quick. If you bring this up, there's no touch typing. And what do I mean by touch typing? Setting my finger down and lifting it up. You can't do that. So if you don't know exactly how you could do that in the old OSK, routinely my top performing video, let me kind of shrink this down and kind of bring it away from that. My top performing video, it's consistently the top performing one, is how to make the big picture mode on-screen keyboard feel like a touch interface. And the way it did that was with outer ring bindings and release presses and inverting them. You can go watch that video. It's routinely my best performing one. And it is a trick you cannot do in the new on-screen keyboard at all. And the reason why is really frustrating, because the new big picture mode, let me bring it back up. The new big picture mode, its controls are not customizable at all. So you can see here, I can't tap to navigate. I have to actually click. And all of these controls down here, you can't change them. And in the old big picture mode, you could. And I'm going to show that again now too, real quick. Let's go to settings, or not settings. Yeah, let's go to settings. Controller, there's only desktop layout and guide button chord layout. There is no deck user interface layout or big picture mode layout. And to show you what I mean, let me go to exit big picture mode again. Settings, controller, big picture configuration. So desktop and guide chord are both what the new user interface has, but it doesn't have access to the big picture mode configuration. And that would actually allow you to do this on-screen keyboard set and adjust the key bindings for the on-screen keyboard. Also, in the big picture mode configuration, my right pad is set up to be a cursor. In the deck user interface, it's not. It just doesn't exist. So this is quite frankly the largest oversight for the deck user interface ever is that it doesn't have an equivalent to the big picture mode configuration, which means I can't set up the touch typing as I had mentioned, which was like my best performing video consistently. Can't do that. You can't change the navigation for big picture mode proper. Like I would really, 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 really love my right pad to control a cursor in this mode. It doesn't have a cursor in it at all. There's no way to change it. I'd really like to be able to tap, kind of how you can deflect the stick. I'd really prefer to be able to tap to navigate on the touchpad. That's not a thing you have to click in order to navigate. So it's just, you can't customize the configs. You can't customize the controls for this interface at all. It's the largest oversight and the biggest reason why it's not ready to come to stable. I don't get what Valve is doing. It doesn't have feature parity. Why are they trying to push it when it doesn't have feature parity? I want to show you. I'm going to do this on screen because I need to check to see if stable is still change. Let's go back to stock. Let's go back to stable Steam. Yep. This is going to take a minute. I'll probably cut it out because my internet here is kind of garbage, unfortunately. All right, now that we're back, I want to show you the old big picture and how its interface works. You can see I have a cursor on my right pad, and I can actually navigate just by tapping on the touchpad as opposed to having to click. I can just tap it. So that's big differences there. Settings, base configurations, again, big picture mode configuration. I can change things here. On-screen keyboard, I can change even more stuff, and I'll come back to that in a moment. I want to show you what my touch typing config even looked like. All right, so here's the old OSK, and you'll notice I don't have to click anything. I'm just tapping, and it can access everything on its side. And back is on the left bumper, or backspace rather. It's on left bumper. So yeah, that's how that config works. As I mentioned, I've got a video on it if you wanted to go check out that video. I'll leave a link to it in the description. But yeah, that's the biggest oversight is big picture mode and not being able, or the new big picture mode not having anything to it. On stable, this will still bring that up. But if you go small mode, it should still bring up the big picture. Yep. And with the typing thing a moment ago, let me settings, controller, big picture configuration. If I wanted to change where backspace was, I could change it here, I can actually alter how the on-screen keyboard functions for big picture mode for the old on-screen keyboard. I can't do that with the new one. In fact, I can't even adjust any of the configuration for big picture mode at all. And that's the part that frustrates me the most is I can't adjust the configuration for this interface or for the new version of this interface. I can adjust this one, but I can't adjust the new one. And that, in my opinion, is just absolutely terrible. It's a massive oversight. It shows that the new user interface is not ready to come to stable. So anyway, I'm going to try and end this video and cut it down to something manageable. Thanks. Have a good one.